Okay. It is story time again, childhood story time. And today I'm coming to you from my car because I'm headed to the grocery store. So I'm literally just sitting in a parking lot. But hey, I'm trying to, change up my atmosphere. Let's see how this sounds. So, stories from childhood. I did make a promise to you last week that I would not tell another violently ending story, and I'm happy to say that I am sticking to it this week only. um, and so the childhood story that I came up with this time involves my brother again, my younger brother. I guess I'm stuck in an age period where lots of good stories to tell. So we both were animal lovers, and I believe at the time we didn't have any pets. Later, we, on and off throughout our life, we had pets. But at this particular point, we didn't, and I think we were craving pets. So we ordered something online that I know some of you have heard of called sea monkeys, okay? This was big. Back when I was a kid, the magazines and comic books would all have sea monkeys for sale in the back, and it was always a mail order thing. I think later toy stores started carrying them. I think I saw them at like Toys R Us, later on. But sea monkeys, if you don't know, come in a package, and it basically looks like some sort of dust, or seeds or dirt or something, and you add water, and supposedly pets are going to come to life. Seems really unlikely, doesn't it? But what I've later learned is that these are actually a real animal. They're regenerating brine shrimp, which can go dormant when the water dries up. And when water is added, they can be brought to life or hatched or whatever. I don't know all the science behind it. But when we were younger, they did all kinds of advertisements and said, oh, your very own pets, sea monkeys. They're so funny. And they show illustrations. You can teach them to do tricks, and they twirl, and they live in water. They live in a little aquarium, and their bodies they show looking like little monkeys. Well, okay, they don't. The best you're going to know what a sea monkey looks like is to find a video online, and you can find some underwater shots of these animals in scientific videos of some sort. Anyway, okay, back to the story. So we order these online, and we're super excited about them, and we follow all the rules on the package. We get this little, kind of like a little fishbowl looking thing of water, and put them in it. And then they have a grow food of some sort that you're supposed to feed these sea monkeys. So every day we're checking. And, we think we might see something microscopic in the water, but it's really hard to say whether there's anything in the water, okay? So at school, an announcement goes out that there is going to be a pet show. There is going to be a pet show. I don't remember if this was on a weekend or over a summer break, but they had all kinds of activities up at the school during the summer, so it could have been the summer. And you could bring your pet and enter them in the pet show. There was going to be first, second, and third place and all these different categories. And Danny and I decided, you know what? We're entering the sea monkeys in the pet show. Okay? So the day of the pet show arrives. I would assume we've registered somewhere. We show up. Everybody shows up with their pet. Some people have dogs, some people have cats, some people have rabbits, some people have, a lizard. And we show up with what looks like a bowl of water. I'm sorry. When I try to see it through the judge's eyes, they're like, what is this again? And we're like, sea monkeys. I mean, they're very young. You have to look really close, but they're there, And I'm telling you, there is no sign of anything in this bowl. And so we just decided to go with it. I mean, if we're going to do this, we got to believe it, right? And so it gets taken over with the judges table, and there's all kinds of pets being decided on, and then they announce prizes. And I'm happy to announce we did win a prize. We won second place for the category most unusual pet. I mean, how fitting is that? These poor people, I think they just took mercy on us. They're like, these poor kids don't have a pet to enter in the pet contest, so they have entered a bowl of water. This cracks me up. So you see, there you go. Non-violent, true story. I wonder whatever happened to that red ribbon. That was a very exciting day. And I will, I always have an after part of the story. I never saw more in that bowl. I literally just kind of went on to think, this is a scam. These aren't really anything, surely, And then I find out years later what they actually are. And I do have cousins who I would say in the late 90s sometime. You can find sea monkeys, by the way. I've even written a little book about sea monkeys. But my cousins got them when their kids were little, and they grew. And not only did they grow, there was no question. They were pretty big. Like they got to be, I want to say, quarter of an inch, half an inch. I mean, they were all over this bowl. So anyway, there you go. I bet some of you have sea monkey stories to tell. But when I thought back on the fact that we actually had the nerve to enter these in a school pet show, it really just cracks me up. And so, okay, boy, I'm going to have to work to come up with something for next time. I have so many things, but it's like, I might have to do a series of vignettes. Some of them are just short. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're having a lovely day. And now I'm going to head to the grocery store. So bye. Have a good week.